Okay, so I hope you are clear with this question, each one of you. Now, let me throw one more set of such questions, okay? Let's say there is a value n where the number of factors is 4. Okay, number of factors is 4 and n is less than 100. Can you tell me how many values of n, is possible? Sounds fast. Chaitanya, you're wrong. Retry. The term n has number of factors of n is 4 and n is less than 100. How many values of n is possible? Slightly different from the one that we did here. Okay, so slightly different from the one that we did here. If you all, okay, this is a hint. If you all are solving the question the way it is solved here, then you're not thinking deep. Okay, you're doing small mistakes. So let's come to this place. I'm again looking at showing you this. How is number of factors calculated? A value into another value into another value and so on. So either by multiplying values you are getting the number of factors. So like in this case, or if n is equal to a power p, then your number of factors is p plus 1. Right? So these are the ways you can get number of factors. Now, what is the total number of factors that we are dealing here? So all of you have got it wrong. Okay, most of you have got 2 or 3, which is wrong, absolutely wrong. So stop solving, concentrate here. Now n is a number where I'm saying that n has the number of factors is 4. Great. So first I have to figure out that how can I bring 4 factors in this format? Okay, where number of factors is p plus 1 into q plus 1 into r plus 1 and so on. This is your number of factors, which is 4. So can you tell me how can I bring 4? I can have 4 by having 4 into 1 possible, or I can have 4 by having 2 into 2 possible. Please understand 4 into 1 and 1 into 4 is the same. So no point in changing those positions. How can I have a 4 into 1? In this case, n should be a cube. If n is a cube, can I have a 4 factors? Yes. P plus 1 is what we are looking into, and p plus 1 is this. Okay. This I can ignore because how can I have a q plus 1 as 1 when q value is 0? Right? Which means there is no other value into this. That's why I can ignore it. Now, how can I have a 2 into 2? 2 into 2 can come when it is a power 1 into b power 1. Do you guys understand these two things that we have written? Anyone who doesn't understand, please unmute and ask now. Because if you're not understood this, the rest will not be of any use. So I require 4 factors. 4 can be written as either 4 into 1 or 2 into 2. There is no other way I can write 4. Okay. For example, let's say, I'll give one quick diversion here. For example, let's assume that I want to write I want to have 8 factorials. How can I have 8 factorials, guys? Or 8 factors. How can I have 8 into 1? Possible. 2 into 4? Possible. 2 into 2 into 2? Possible. Is there any other way you can bring 8, product multiple of 8, product of 8? No. Right? The same way. How can I have 4? 4 into 1 or 2 into 2? 4 into 1 means n should be a cube. 2 into 2 means n should be a and b. What is the condition of a and b? Now you all know prime numbers. So let's bring prime numbers. A cube. What are the prime numbers I can have? 2 cube, 3 cube, 5 cube? No, because 5 cube is more than 100. So 2 cube and 3 cube. That's all the only values I can have. Now, what all values I can have for a and b? Where a and b are prime numbers. Can I have 2 into 5? Sorry, 2 into 3? 2 into 5? 2 into 7? 2 into 11? Basically 2 into all the prime numbers up to 50. Do you know why up to 50? Because any prime number I take above 50 and multiply, 2 into 50 is 100. So any prime number I take above 50 and multiply by 2, it will go beyond 100. So I have to take all the prime numbers from 2 up to 50, 2 into 3, 2 into 5, 3, 2 into 7, 2 into 11, 2 into 19, and so on and so forth. I'm not asking you to bring out my answer. I'm just asking you to understand this concept. Next. But this is not where we stop, because what we have done is we have started only with 2. There is a 3 into 5, 3 into 7 also left over, right? 3 into 11, 3 into 13, 3 into 17. So all these values are left over. Then there is, what else is left? 5 into 5, 5 into 7, 5 into, 11, 5 into 13. This is left over. Then 7 ka left over, 11 ka left over, 13 ka left over. Do you realize this? All these values are left over. Don't bother. I'm not asking this question. It's a very difficult chance that you will even get such a question in your exam. Okay. But what I want you to understand is I want you to understand what in depth you guys have to go to understand a question. Okay. Why did I start with all these things, and why I didn't start the entire class by showing you this formula? Because I didn't want you to learn this formula and then not to know where to use it. I would rather want you to learn the concept of how the formula comes so that you can use it anywhere, even when you're stuck. Okay, so that's the idea. So such questions are pretty not so very common. What is common is the one that I showed here, right? N has 3 factors, less than 100. This is common. Or more common is find the total number of factors for a given number. That is more common. Okay. But again, this is only the basic side of it. The next level of question is when people start asking you product of the factors. Okay. What is product of the factors? So this is the last one I'm going to do, even though there are multiple other things, but this is the last one I'm going to touch base. So we saw this. So product of factors is very easy for us to understand. I'll take for 12. What are the factors for 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12. These were factors of 12. Now, if I want to multiply this, the question is, what is the product of these factors? If I want to multiply this, do you realize or do you see this? That when I multiply the extreme values, I get 12. The leftmost and the rightmost is giving me 12. The second leftmost and the second rightmost is giving me 12 again when I multiply. The middle two values is also multiplying, giving me 12. So When I have to find out what is the product, I realize that it is 12, 12, 12, 3 times. So how do I get into this? I realize that 12 has 6 factors. Okay? And whenever I want to get this product 12, whenever I have to get the product 12, I have to multiply 2 factors. So in this case, I had to multiply 1 and 12 to get 12. I had to multiply 2 and 6 to get 12. I had to multiply 3 and 4 to get 12. So to get this number, I had to multiply 2 factors at a time. So now a question thrown to you which you can answer in your mind. So if there are 6 factors, and if you are taking 2 factors at a time, how many times can you take? Right? If you have 6 factors and you are taking 2 factors at a time, you can take out only 3 times, which means every time you take, you are going to get 3 12s. So what is your product? 12s multiplied 3 times. Not 12 into 3. 12 multiplied itself 3 times. That is 12 cubed. That is the number of factors. So all I have to do is write the number in the same format that we wrote. Find the number of factors, which is, let's say, p plus 1 into q plus 1 into r plus 1. Divide my number of factors by 2. When I divide that by 2, that many times that number will come to me. And product of all the factors will be the number to the power of number of factors divided by 2. So in the previous case, 12 was my number to the power of 3. And you know how 3 came, right? 3 came by 6 upon 2. Clear with this, guys? All of you? Now, before you ask a question, let me tell you something. Let's say 36 is the number. The factors of 36 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 4 3 12s are, 2 18s are, and 1 36 are. These are the factors of 36. So how many times? So if I ask you guys, what is the product of this factor? Okay? You see here that the number of factors that you see in your hand is 9 factors. Why is this odd number? Because 36 is a perfect square. And that's why this is an odd number. If I use the same concept of n to the power of number of factors divided by 2, this is going to be wrong. Because this is going to give me 36 power 4.5, which is not possible. So either I have to do 36 power. So what I have to do? I have to do 36 power 8 by 2 into 6. Let's see whether you guys are smart enough to understand why I have done this. If you actually look at this value here, see how many pairs you are able to make. You are able to make 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs only. Okay, you are able to make only 4 pairs and you're not able to make the 5th pair. Do you know why you're not able to make the 5th pair? Because the 5th number that you have exists only as a single. He doesn't have a pair for you to multiply. And so you remove the 6th person outside, okay? And the remaining 8 numbers you make a pair. And thus you have made the remaining 8 numbers in a pair, and so you got 8 by 2, which is 4 pairs. And the last number who was a single guy, who was a bachelor or a spinster you want to talk about, you have multiplied him or her separately. Okay? Did we understand this, guys? Anyone has a doubt? Please raise. Sanika, do you still have the doubt? Can you unmute yourself and ask if you have a doubt, guys? Okay, I'm assuming you all have understood this.
Hello,
Ayushi,
sir.
Hema,
It's hello,
yes.
sir. It's
Sorry, who
quite
is this?
confusing, Sanika.
Sanika. So what is confusing,
So
Sanika? Can you just tell me?
the second method you told is quite confusing. So can you please repeat it?
Okay, so just be on audio so that I can keep talking to
Yes.
you. Right. Okay, so though I'm going to, I'm basically going to repeat this for everyone. Guys, there are typically two kinds of numbers that you will have in factors. One is a perfect square. I'm taking an example here. Let's say 100. One is a perfect square and one is a non-perfect square. Let's A perfect square will have even odd number of factors. Okay, so 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, right? 20, 425, 50, and 100. These are the values that divide 100. Whereas 24, what are the values that can divide 24? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, okay, and 24. So these are the values that can divide 24. So if you see at these two numbers, one number has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 factors, that is even number of factors, and one number has odd number of factors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 factors, that is odd number of factors. Are we clear till this, Sanika?
Yes.
Right, so I'm assuming all of you are also clear till here. Now, what to do? To find the product of all the factors, we have to first find the number of factors and divide by 2. In this case, on my even number of factors, it is easy for me to divide 8 by 2. But when it is odd number of factors, I cannot divide 9 by 2 because 9 by 2 gives me a fraction. Okay, so why is this giving me a fraction? Is because of this square root here. That is a 10, which is square root of 100. And that's the main reason why it is giving me a fraction. Okay, so what I have to do, Sanika, is I will remove this value from my list count. I will remove the value from my count. So when I remove the value from my count, how many factors do you see now? You see 8
8.
factors. That is one less than your original number of factors. Now, is it easy for me to divide this by 2? Yes, it is easy for me to divide this by 2. So now when I multiply the factors, what should I get? I should get the number, which is 100, to the power, which is number of factors divided by 2. That is to the power of 4. Okay? In the right hand side case, what should be the product? 24 is your number to the power of 4. Now my question to you. In the right hand side, have I taken all the factors into consideration? Yes, I have.
Yes.
I had taken 8 factors, I divided by 2, I got 4, and that 4 I utilized. Now on the
Yes.
left hand side, have I taken all the factors into my consideration? No.
No.
There is one factor that I left out. Which is that factor that I left out?
10.
10. So is this going to be product of all the factors? No, because you have left out 10. So if you want to have the product, should you get your 10 back?
Yeah. Thanks.
Did you understand this, Anika, now? Or still
Yeah.
confused?
Yeah. No. No. Understand.
So
Thank
whatever
you
you
so
leave
much,
out,
sir.
yeah, whatever you leave out, you got to bring that in. Otherwise, your product is never complete.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Anyone
Okay.
else,
Understand.
guys? Yeah, great.
Thank
Janvi, are
you.
you now welcome? Janvi, are you now clear?
So I have a doubt.
Uh-huh.
Kavya here, sir.
Yes, Kavya.
Is there a much like an easier method?
Than this, Kavya, then I don't think so. The easier method than this is don't attempt this question. I mean, this is the easiest one I said. Okay.
Also, can you give like one more example, like a bigger number?
You want a bigger number? Okay, great. So I will give you a bigger number. Can you guys tell me what would be the product of all factors of 729? Okay, Sanika, four-digit number I'll give you next. Tell me the product of all the factors of 729. For all of you, 729 is 9 cube, okay? If you remember, I had told you to remember cubes up to 12. So if you have not done this, this is a check. So 9 cube is 729. Now 9 itself is 3 because 9 is not a prime number. So 9 itself is 3 squared. So 3 squared whole cube means 3 power 6. So what is the number of factors here? 7. One more than the power. Okay. So what is the product of all the factors? Now because your number of factors is odd, remember that this is a perfect square. This is a perfect square. Now, because your number of factors is odd, you will have kaha gaya ye? So you will have nf by 2, that is number of factors divided by 2 as a fraction. So when you end up having this as a fraction, what is the first thing you have to do? Remove one factor from your count. So if your number of factors is 7, remove one factor from your count. How many you have? You have 6. Divide that 6 by 2. So you have 3, which means your product of factors is going to be n value. What is your n value? 729 to the power of 3. And which is the factor which you guys ignored? How will you recognize that factor which you ignored? Remember, the factor that you ignored is the factor which was at the center. In all my questions that we did, the factor which is at the center was the factor we ignored. Which is the factor which is at the center? Factor which is square root of 729. Remember that 100 number, the 100 that we were doing in the previous question? Which was the factor which we ignored? 10. Why did we ignore 10? Because 10 was the middle number. Why was it the middle number? Because it was square root of 100. So square root of that value will be the middle number. Correct, Shubhankar? So square root of the value will be the middle number always. So the middle number is the one that we ignore. So thus, it's going to be 729 whole cube into the square root number, which is 27. Are we all clear?
Sir,
Yes?
can we leave the answer like this, or do we have to multiply it further?
No. You're crazy. No one will ask you to multiply further.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah, they'll not. They'll give it in this format only. So that's why no one will also give you questions related to 4-digit number, 5-digit number, 6-digit number. That's humanly impossible for you to multiply and give the answer in an exam. Okay, so they'll usually give a very small number, 27, 36, 24, those kinds of numbers. Okay, done hai guys. Are you all good? Did you all understand factors? Yeah, great. So Rimjim, are you there? We are done. Karen, you're good?
I am there.
Okay, great.
Guys,
So,
anyone else has any more doubts, please ask right now or write in the chat.
yes, please. You can ask me all the doubts that you have in maths. The rest I may not be able to solve. No doubts. Silence means no doubts.
Yes.
Yeah, all are tired. All are enough. Like हो गया, बहुत हो गया. 8:30 बज गए. अब तुम छोड़ दो हमें. Right. So everyone's parents are also peeping inside the room and saying, "What are you guys really doing? Are you really attending a class, or are you doing something online?" So that's happening. I can see many people's face there. You know, their eyes moving around to various doors and इशारों में answer करना कि मैं class में हूँ. Go away. Right. So right. So Rimjim, that's it.
That's
So we'll
it.
catch up again, guys. Keep practicing. And I have not shared questions to you for one reason, that I wanted to share questions only once you are done with the topic, right? So that, because they're quite interlinked, guys, you know. These concepts are such that when you learn one concept, you actually get a solution to solve something else. So it's wrong from my end if I start giving you questions on every concept, because then I'm not allowing you guys to think beyond what is being taught. So don't bother about questions. Don't search for questions. Don't think that you're going to forget these concepts. You are not going to forget. These videos are anyway available in YouTube. You can go back. My number is given to you. You can always connect to me for further doubts. Right? Rimjim is there, and your other mentors are there. You can connect anywhere and get clarity. But ensure that whatever you do, you are good at it. Or else don't do. Simple concept. Okay? Right, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Good
you
night.
guys for attending the session. Thank you Anand sir for taking the session. Guys, if you have missed anything or you want to revisit this session, please log into our YouTube channel, Ignite India Education, and everything is available there. Like, share, subscribe, help anyone who is in need. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe. Bye guys. Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.